Dueling protests over the Kinder Morgan pipeline expansion in Vancouver this weekend. I'll show you the highlights, the complete and total lowlights, and how the CBC is trying to mislead you. Over the weekend in Vancouver, there were competing rallies with regard to the Kinder Morgan Trans Mountain pipeline expansion. At the anti-pipeline protest, Indigenous leaders beat drums and promised they won't be stepping aside for the construction of the Trans Mountain pipeline from Edmonton to the coast of BC. At the very same time in Burnaby, more First Nations activists constructed a cedar watch house, something that looks a lot like a garden shed, in the pipeline's path to block the construction of the pipeline. Yeah, that'll sure stop them. It's like these people don't know about bulldozers. Green Party leader Elizabeth May also made sure to attend the protest against Canada's best interests, sending this hilarious and completely clueless tweet. The 7 a.m. ferry has good spirits and loads of energy to stop Kinder Morgan. Yeah, thanks Elizabeth May. Thank you for pointing that out. The ferry is full of energy, and that energy happens to be diesel fuel. If not for the energy these people spent a Saturday afternoon protesting against, they'd still be kayaking from Vancouver Island. You see, BC energy commentator and blogger Blair King has actually done an impact analysis of what a threatened restriction on Alberta oil could mean for the BC Lower Mainland. According to Natural Resources Canada, up to 60% of the oil and gas used in Vancouver comes directly from Edmonton refineries. King estimates that if Alberta withholds supply to BC, BC could be looking at $2 to $3 per litre for the cost of gas in the Lower Mainland. That'll sure make Elizabeth May's little ferry trips back and forth to Vancouver Island quite a bit more expensive in the near future. Anyway, over on the pro-Kinder Morgan side, according to CTV, there were several hundred pro-pipeline folks, including a busload of people from Alberta. This rally was organized by the good folks at ResourceWorks, who, according to their website, say they want to send a clear message to the government of BC that the people of Canada know it is time to stop playing politics and get on with vital resource infrastructure that is in the national interest. Amen to that. ResourceWorks had the help of Canada Action, Debunk, Generation Screwed, Rally for Resources, and Northwest BC for Responsible Growth and Prosperity, all great groups. Our friend Bernard Hancock, otherwise known as Bernard the Roughneck, was also there, along with pro-oil sands activists from Fort McMurray, my friend Robbie Picard, and Ellis Ross. He's the new Skeena BC Liberal MLA and former Haisla First Nations Chief Counselor. Prasad Panda, the United Conservative Party energy critic, also made the trip to Vancouver to represent Alberta's interests. Stuart Muir, who is the executive director of ResourceWorks, also spoke at the rally. Ellis Ross had some interesting things to say. He told reporter Tom Fletcher that the pipeline opposition is really like a bad Hollywood movie. Ross said Canadians are being recruited as actors and that it says so right on the application form that they'll be shown how to be an actor. Ross explained the foreign money trail flowing to professional activists here in Canada, saying, and I quote, "There are a number of different organizations involved, but it seems to me it branches from the American-funded organizations like the Tides Foundation, but the money comes from the Hewletts, the Packards, and those kind of organizations." There were absolutely no official Alberta government representatives at the pro-pipeline rally, meaning the NDP can certainly talk tough from Edmonton, but they won't show up and sell this pipeline where it needs to be sold the most. Now, I also promised you I'd show you where CBC tried to mislead you. On the pro-pipeline side, CTV News, to their credit, reports that several hundred people showed up to support the Kinder Morgan pipeline. Stuart Muir from ResourceWorks, who helped organize the rally, said that the police estimates were somewhere near 500 people at the pro-pipeline side. But CBC reported that thousands participated in the anti-pipeline protest, but another only 200 staged a support rally. It's right in their headline. CBC reported fewer than half the police estimates and fewer than half of what the other news agencies were reporting. I guess we know exactly where CBC stands. It's not on the side of truth. It's on the side of the environmentalists who prey on misinformation and disinformation to push their radical agenda. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunry. The CBC gets over $1 billion per year. They get a lot of money to get a lot of things wrong. At The Rebel, we try to tell you the other side of the story, either the story the CBC gets wrong or just flat out refuses to tell you. To support our journalistic mission and to get access to all of our amazing premium content, become a Rebel subscriber today.